One little note on my machine, a little mod I made. This is the handle. I changed the handle to one that retracts because the amount of times I banged my head on the original is ridiculous. So I'll cover that in a later video. Right, I'm down to a size now. Now, this boring bar, boring head, it's got a mark there. Well, you can see on the camera, I don't know. And that's diameter, and each division is 0.02 on the diameter. Yeah, if you look at the marks on there, I don't know if they can be seen or not. You've got 10 divisions, then a 1, another 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So one revolution is a millimetre, but it's a millimetre off the radius. So the divisions tell you it's off the diameter, yet the divisions off there, you've got to remember they're coming off the radius. Now, what I've been doing is keeping a chart of where I've been going to, and I've just measured it, and I'm now down to 25.21 on the diameter. Now obviously I want to go down. I've measured my bar, and my bar is 25.38. Now that's the bar I've been given. Now it's got to be a sliding fit on the back, so you'd expect 0.2, maybe nearly 1 thou should be a good fit. I want to try for about 0.5 thou or 1. So my next size I want to go for, because I want to creep up onto it, I'm going to go for 25.3. So that's every division on here is 0.2. So I need 4.5 divisions. It's a bit difficult to show it on the camera there. 2, 4, 6, 8, and split the line, and that should take me up to 25.3. So fingers crossed. Right, measuring time. Right, I'm using telescopic gauge. This is a more right one that I've had for a while. Now, some people don't like these, but in my lifetime I've used them several times, and hopefully it shouldn't be that bad. Right. Now, I've got a size there, I don't know if you can see it with the light, with 25.28. I was heading the 25.3. Just do another one a bit further down. $25.28. Right, so I'd rather be undersized than oversized anyway. Right, I'm just on the final measurement, and I'm about 0.4 off the clearance bit. That's metric. So I've just put the cut on, and we'll see how we do at the end of this. Right, we've just done the final cut and got 25.41. Now, these are the bars that came with the kit. This is the back bar, and miking this up, it's actually 25.38. So and that's holding its own, that, and that's what they want. Now I'm quite happy with that. You've noticed I've moved the boring bar away from the hole so I can try this bar in, but what I have done is remembered which way my backlash is. So when I wind back that way, taking the backlash out, and I come in this way to take the backlash out. So I know that when I wind over for this hole, the next hole, I'll be going the right way and taking the backlash out. Right, you'll have to excuse my voiceover because I have the radio on and somebody told me you shouldn't be doing that. Anyway, here am I explaining that when I took the clamps off, it moved. The two castings moved ever so slightly, so what I used is the front bar, or the back bar, doesn't really matter, placed it back through the two bores I'd done, so I could line these two up with each other and then re-clamp them, in the meantime checking round with a feeler to make sure that the top casting hadn't risen up. This was a little bit difficult in places, but I had to think about it all. But anyway, got it in the end, and I made this spacer. This spacer just short of the length of the two castings, and I drilled and tapped M12 because it's all the same fittings as my clamping kit. And what I'm going to do is replace this shaft because then I've got enough room. And I'm going to come across and bore the front hole out. So I'm just carrying on explaining how that can go in there. As you can see, it's this is just a piece of stock inch bar, just rub down on the lathe. I'll place one of these in either end and two M12 nuts, tightening it up, and again just making sure that the castings don't come apart or move round. I mean, they can pivot, but as long as I keep these against the back box and check the gaps with my feeler gauges and get myself another clamp on there, it should all be lined up. Then I can start to bore the front out for the front bar, which is the one that's going to move. This is the one that sets the adjustment up. I'm just explaining here that the back bar is solid and the front bar has got a slight bit of movement for whatever tool holder you've got in. You can bring backwards and forwards against the grinding wheel. So anyway, hopefully that's at least as clear as mud, and we'll get on for the next bit. Quick fast forward session here where I'm getting things clamped up and just trying to get a decent solution of where to put the clamps, where I'm one out of the way and two it's going to hold the job and it's not lifting off the block at the back. Took a while but got there in the end. Well, I'm about a millimetre off now. It seems to be going good. I keep checking it, top and bottom and all the way down. Feeler gauge all over the place, and it doesn't seem to have moved or anything. There again, I'm only going steady. I'm only taking 0.4 at a time off, so it took me quite a while, but if it works out, I'll be very happy. Right, this should be second to last cut. We're looking for 25, because I'm working in metric, 25.29. Right, don't know if you can see that. It just touching 25.29. Now, this isn't a 0 to 25. It's a 0 to 26, for those that may be wondering. Don't ask why. It just is. Someone said it was for grinding, I don't know, but you can see the 25 and there's the 26. I've had this for years and it's very handy when you're doing inch size bars and things, if you're working in metric. Anyway, that's sized, reached. I'm now going to finish this off camera. We'll see if we can get the size right. Okay, I had to do a spring pass. Now I've moved this off, and yes, I do trust my DROs. I've checked them out. I'll trust them more than I will the Chinese markings on this mill. They're not accurate at all. I'll do something later on in a video to show you how I check my DROs with slip gauges. So I've moved it off, moved it back onto 0 in the X, took a spring pass off because I was so close, and this is the bar. It's just going in, and if I put my finger on the bottom, it's just coming. That's at the bottom now, so I'm happy with that, and that's coming out. Right, they're done. Now the back one is slightly looser than the front one, but the back one's supposed to be Loctited in, but we'll talk about that later on. Now, I'm going to fit the foot. There. Now then, they rotate very nicely. I'm very happy with them. Now in hindsight, how I had it clamped for doing the forward bore, I should have really have had it clamped for doing them both. The way I had it set up, when I looked at the jig setup, I should have done it that way first off. But I'm very glad that I'll just go and get something. That I took the time to make that. That, putting in that first bore and keeping it in line, that's done very good. The back one, like they say, is a little bit looser, but that doesn't matter. The front one is the one you want tighter, and that is just a good fit. That's the one you adjust with the micrometer on the left hand side. I think it's a left hand side, for your very fine adjustment when you have your tool holder on here. Right, the next thing to do is to bore this for the column next. Now that's me done for the day. It's absolutely lashed it down all day long here, so it's been a very good day to get in here and do these. But I think I've covered everything, but I'm happy with how they've done. I'm surprisingly happy at how the milling machine's bored, and I'll probably go into that on a later date. Anyway, that's me done for a while. Till I do that, thanks for watching.